What's poppin'? Welcome to a web-exclusive edition of Real Ones. I am Logan Murdoch. That is Howard Beck. We are here to discuss if your favorite team is real or fake. Let's get into the Cavaliers, who have been a top 5 team for much of the regular season, yet have had the distinction of being a team that their star player may or may not want to play in the uniform. We were talking about Donovan Mitchell, obviously. Howard, I was trying to find questions about this team. I was searching high and low. But Donovan Mitchell's pending free agency, or whatever you want to call it, is always in question as a perpetual hot topic for this team. So I got to ask, is this Donovan Mitchell's last postseason in a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform? And if so, what is his legacy with this organization?
I mean, I don't know if 2 years can make a legacy anywhere of anything. But, I mean, listen, he has already helped them become the best non-LeBron version of the Cavaliers in, like, decades, right? So, if nothing else, he's helped accelerate what was just kind of a nice young team built around Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. Like, now it's like, no, they've been, you know, a really solid team the last couple of years. So there's that. But yeah, you're right. Like, it still comes down to his, basically not his free agency, but his pre-agency, right? He's a free agent potentially in summer of 2025. But when you're going into the walk year and you have so far hesitated to sign an extension, all questions are about, are you staying or are you going? Because if you're not signing the extension, and if there's a chance that the Cavs are going to lose him, then they have to preemptively trade him. And the whole league has been talking about this, it feels like almost since he got to Cleveland. But things kind of took on, I don't know, not heightened, but it was interesting. You know, down the stretch of the regular season, the owner, Dan Gilbert, gives an interview, says, Donovan Mitchell loves Cleveland. We're confident he's going to sign the extension. All the positive talk in the world about his future there. And then when the media goes to Donovan Mitchell a day or two later, he's non-committal about Gilbert's comments and says, oh, you know, we got to focus on other things. We've got, you know, we'll get to that when the time comes, all that stuff. If you were really excited about being there to the extent that Gilbert portrayed it, you'd say, yeah, absolutely. I don't want to talk about it right now, but of course, I love it here. I can't see being anywhere else. Like, there's any number of ways you could talk about that. And the fact that he didn't doesn't mean he's gone, but it certainly doesn't inspire confidence that he wants to stay, and it certainly doesn't rebut all of the scuttlebutt that we've been hearing around the league for over a year that he'd prefer to be somewhere else. So I feel like it's better chance than not that this is his last playoff run with them. But who knows? Logan, what if they make some unexpected, shocking run to the conference finals or beyond somehow? Like, maybe that changes everything.
Does everyone in the league get injured? Is that the scenario that you're coming up with? This just, I don't know. I don't know what scenario you think that's going to happen in, Howard. You've been around the game a long time. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that.
I'm just saying that if you roll the dice enough times, at some point they might both land on their side. I don't know. There's in an infinite universe of infinite possibilities. Is this too deep? I'm not expecting it, Logan. I'm not expecting it. But we have seen stranger things happen in this league. We did not expect to see Miami in the finals last year. We did not expect to see the Lakers in the conference finals last year. But I do think that that's the only scenario that changes the calculus. An unexpectedly deep playoff run by the Cavs might make everybody reconsider, or might make Donovan Mitchell more confident there. I don't know. Do you think that this is even the right fit for him? Because I've had my doubts about that from the start anyway.
I don't think so. You know, and it's interesting to say. I mean, but he's always been a weird, wonky fit with, you know, Darius Garland in that backcourt, and it's always seemed like. But I think it's more of a Donovan Mitchell issue than anything, right? Like, it's not like he is. I think we have inflated how good he is based on the scoring barrage he had in the 2020 playoffs. He looked like he was going to be this elite guy, and I think he will be better served as a number 2 on a franchise. I think that's just where his ceiling is. And I think it was the fit was different and odd in the beginning because Cleveland expected Donovan Mitchell to be a number one option, while also Darius Garland was like, "Are you sure about that? Like, I'm here too as well." It was kind of a wonky fit in terms of role based on what I saw when I did watch this team or when I do watch this team. But I think that's more of a Donovan Mitchell issue, thinking not even him necessarily thinking that he's a number one option, but the calculus around the league is that he is this option, and I think he's a tier below. And honestly, I think I would want to see him on a team that is better suited for his skill set and also better suited for the role that I think he should be. But I don't know what that is because I don't think he's going to the Knicks now, Howard. Maybe Miami's is an option at this point, but I just don't know where he goes at this point. I don't know where he can find that fit that will both make him get into the championship aspiration pool that he wants to be into, or does he want to be a number one option? I think even with all that being said, I think the best chance for him to win right now is in Cleveland based on what else is happening in the Eastern Conference. And the Knicks, I feel like, are off the table at this point.
Well, the Nets will probably make a run at him with all the draft picks that they have, especially the Phoenix picks. That the Heat would make another run at him. I don't know that Terry Rozier is their long-term answer there. There are teams that will. Like if Donovan Mitchell decides it's time to go, or I'm just, even if he stops short of that, I'm not signing the extension and the Cavs just say, okay, well, we can't afford to let you walk for nothing in a year. There will be plenty of teams that will be willing to put up a lot to get him. I just think that, Darius Garland, he made an all-star game, 2 years ago? When healthy, he's one of the brighter young talents at the position in the league, and you got to figure that their future rests with Garland and Evan Mobley still, and you can't pay superstar salaries or max salaries to both of them and a high salary to Jared Allen and a max salary to Donovan Mitchell. So there's payroll reasons why you break this up. There are functional reasons. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland both being ball dominant lead guards. So there's all kinds of reasons why this will probably end up, I think, ending sooner than later. And I don't think it's controversial to say any of that. It's just the realities of the NBA. So, in the meantime, look, there's a lot of punch on this team. They're at their best. They can be elite defensively. I do think they're the classic puncher's chance kind of team. When everyone's clicking at the same time, but it's hard to forget how meek they looked in that playoff loss to the Knicks last spring. And, if this is in fact their last run together with this group, it'll be interesting to see if they can at least leave us with a better impression.
And I think there's nothing more to say than that. I know this is a quick one, but let's just get to it right now. Are the Cavaliers real or fake going into this postseason?
Yeah, I think we've telegraphed this one pretty well. Fake. And I don't think it's an indictment. They're still mostly a younger team, and they've been through a pretty choppy season injury-wise. A lot of respect for what they've been able to do the last 2 years, but as a contender, no.
I'm going to go with the same. I think that they're fake. I don't think anyone is scared of them in the Eastern Conference. I don't care what their record is. It reminds me a lot of the 2000s Hawks, the Joe Johnson Hawks, where they have a good record, but everybody knows that they're going to lose to a better team. In this case, it's not LeBron. It's probably the Celtics or some other team that is probably better than them.